I just needed a break. One weekend, that's all I wanted. Away from work, from people, from noise. So when I found that isolated cabin listed online, surrounded by dense woods in the middle of nowhere, I booked it without hesitation. No Wi-Fi, no neighbors, just trees and silence. Perfect. Or so I thought. The cabin looked exactly like the photos. Old, rustic, and a little too quiet. The kind of place where you either find peace or something else finds you. Still, I brushed off the eerie feeling creeping in my chest. I unpacked, lit the fireplace, poured myself some coffee, and settled in for the weekend. The first few hours were calm, peaceful even, until night fell. That's when I noticed the first thing. Chair on the porch had moved. I was sure I hadn't touched it. I even remembered placing my bag on it when I arrived, but now it sat neatly tucked under the window, as if someone had been sitting there watching me inside. I locked the door. The second night, I heard footsteps on the porch around midnight. Heady, slow, deliberate. I didn't dare reach the window. Instead, I grabbed a fire poker and stood frozen behind the couch. The footsteps circled the cabin once, then silence. Ring lock, another voice, just gone. I already slept. Next morning, I found muddy footprints, hewn foot leading from the forest right up to my window. But here's the thing, there were no footprints leading away. I told myself it had to be a prank. Maybe some hikers stumbled across the cabin. Maybe they were drunk. Maybe they thought it was funny. I didn't believe that. Still, I stayed. I shouldn't have. That evening, kept every light in the cabin on, locked every window, pulled every curtain. I even propped a chair under the doorknob like I was in some cheap horror flick. But fear doesn't care about your precautions. Around 2:13 a.m., I woke up to the sound of whispering. Faint, breathless, right outside my bedroom wall. At first, I thought it was the wound, but the words were too intentional, repeating the same phrase over and over. Getting in. I didn't move, didn't breathe, just lay there, paralyzed beneath a thin cabin blanket, heart thumping so loud I swore it echoed through the floorboards. I waited, trying to convince myself I was dreaming. The whisper didn't stop. You're closer. I reached from friend, no service or boss, and window behind me. I turned. There was nothing there. Just fog outside, and only reflection staring back. The whispering had stopped. The silence that followed was worse. The next day, I hopped around the perimeter. I needed answers. Some sign of a Baxter's cap, footprints, anything. I saw something. Carved into the bark of the tree about 50 feet behind the cabin were 3 words, still here waiting. The carving was fresh and deep, like someone had dug into the one with a knife or sharp. Blood still steered the grooves. Not dry blood, fresh. That was it. I was leaving. I popped my star in frenzy, threw it in the trunk, slammed the door, made to freeze when I looked up. Someone was standing at the edge of the woods, far back, half hidden in shadow under everything. Not walking, not idiot, just skin looked pale, so pale, and something about the way they stood, sloshed. Brain starched. I blinked. Gone. But when I got into my car, it wouldn't start. Tree, dead. I hadn't left the lights on. The engine had been fine. Panic crawled in my throat like smoke. First all seemed no up. The car. And it was coming again. I didn't want to go back inside, but I had no choice. That night, everything changed. I barricaded the door. Big house, chairs, table. It didn't make a move. I even nails shut the windows. I sat in the middle of the wind moon, clutching a fireplace poker, every light on. 1 a.m. the lights went out. All at once, every bulb, To listen. That's when I heard front door slow, heavy, wood green under pressure. I had nailed that door shut. Something had opened it anyway. I didn't see it. We heard the sound of footsteps again. Inside this time. Walking slowly, step by step, across the cabin floor. I held the poker so tight, my knuckles cracked. I didn't move, not even when you got close. Not damn when the breathing started. Raid. Me. Turned, swinging the poker with everything I had, and hit nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just empty air. But the breathing, still there. At door, the lights flicking back on. The front door was still shut, her nails untouched. There was someone to forked entry. No footsteps. No proof. Except for one thing. The words written on the wall, what looked like soot or ash. Now you seen me. I didn't sleep that night. I didn't leave from that spot on the floor until sunlight poured through the cracks in the wooden walls. And then, I didn't feel safe. The wall was cleaning now. What? Now you seen me. We're gone. As if it never existed, but I knew I saw. Wasn't reading much. Just heard one. Stepped outside, desperate to breathe, to escape that suffocating presence. That's when I saw it. Another carving on a tree closer this time. You stayed too long. That was the breaking point. I grabbed my feet, spun dead car, and started walking. No cell signal, just endless trees in every direction. I walked for hours, but the cabin never left. Every time I stopped to rest, I'd catch a glimpse of it between the trees. At a how far I thought I'd run, I turned the corner. And there it was. Chinny. Same push chair. Same open front door. Way free. I stopped trying to escape. There was no port. The first with a nose, twisting, changing, unnatural. What good? Wood side. Candles and still lights. Silent my back to the wall. Nobody. The air was thick now, like breathing fog. The temperature dropped so fast I could see our breath swirling in the candlelight. Then, the voices came back. The Lord whispering in more. They were screaming. Thousands of voices echoing from the walls, the floor inside my head. Words I couldn't understand. Words that didn't say you. I haven't dares. It didn't help. One voice rose above the others. A woman's voice. Soared. Clear. Do you remember what you did? Didn't answer. Couldn't. Because I didn't understand what she meant. The money she said it. Something inside me twisted, like a memory trying to break the surface. Flesh. First. Helen? No. Shh. Booked this trip last week, and never been here before. Right? Next morning, I found a trapdoor beneath the rug in the real earth. It hadn't been there before. I opened it. Darkness stayed back. No stairs. Just a ladder descending into black. The air odor blotted up, damp. Hot wood and stinking flowers. I should have walked away, but I didn't. I crouched down. The basement was larger than the cabin itself. The walls were stone, old and damp, stitched with symbols I didn't recognize. And in the center was a mirror. Tall, fine and rusted iron, covered dust. What a stock gold was the reflection. It wasn't me. It looked like me. Face, clothes. It wasn't me. Its smile was wrong, too wide, too known. And it was black. What else? Listen, that's it. I didn't. Then it mouthed the words. You should have come back. My mind cracked thing. Just a riddle. I ran, scrambled up the ladder, slammed the trapdoor shut. And that's when I saw it again. A figure. Standing inside the cabin, between the air and the front door. Closer this time, just a few feet away. Its skin was cracked like old porcelain, eyes hollow, jaw hanging loose like it had been broken. Not its. Slowly, it didn't fall. Instead, it spoke. But not loud. Its voice was in my head. It wondered. And it vanished. Now it's night again. Walls weren't light. The windows and nails shut from the outside. The front door and gone. Not locked. One. Just a poor wall where it used to be. All the whispers back. Saying, let me in and more. Saying something else. You are never meant to leave. The walls are breathing. I swear to God I can see to inhale and exhale like lung under flesh. The wall treats with each breath, pulsing all veins. Spin doesn't pass here the way it should. The cross stopped days ago, if it's even been days. I had a need how it slept, but I was still steaming. Shh. Deep voice. The woman, she's not whispering anymore. Now she speaks in full sentences, clear, sharp, like a memory cutting through fog. You brought her here. You left her in the woods. You forgot. And then I remember. Not all of it, just flashes. The cabin, the snowstorm, the fight, her crying, her running, see, me yelling, fine, go then. I slammed the door and let her go into the woods alone. She never came back. I searched the cabin, looking for something, anything. And then in the bedroom closet, I find it. Her jacket, torn, stiff with dried blood, stuffed behind old boxes like trash. I fall to my knees. I remember her name now, Emily. I came here with Emily. This wasn't a getaway. This was a burial site. I dig behind the cabin. The ground is soft like it's been disturbed before. The shovel from the shed bites into the dirt too easily. 3 feet down, I hit cloth. 4 feet, I see her face. Or what's left of it. Time and weather have taken their toll, but I know her. I know those lips. Those eyes. What's left of them? And there in her bony hand is a note. Faded, torn, barely legible. But I read it. You said it was just one night. The forest screams around me. The trees bend toward the cabin. The ground trembles. I run, but there's nowhere to go. The cabin is everywhere. The woods bend, shift, twist. No matter how far I run, the cabin is always in front of me. The same front door. Now back where it always was. Open. Waiting. Inside she's there. Standing in the center of the room. But she's not Emily anymore. Her eyes are black. Lips sewn shut with thread. Skin grey and stretched. She lifts her hand. Points at me. And suddenly I remember everything. What I did. What I said. What I buried. This place. It's not just haunted, no. It's punishment. A prison built by guilt. Fed by silence. A place for those who forget the blood on their hands. And I'm its guest of honor. The final thing I hear as the door slams behind me, trapping me inside the cabin once more is her voice. You can leave when I forget. She never will. And I'll never leave. And that's where this terrifying story ends. Or does it? If this creeped you out, don't forget to smash that like button. It really helps. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more spine-chilling stories just like this one. And hey, Hit that bell icon too, so you get notified the moment a new nightmare drops. Because next time, when something's watching you from the dark, our story might just be the first thing that warns you. See you in the next one, if you're brave enough.